ToonBarn presents, direct from Voltron headquarters, an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at World Events Productions.
From days of long ago, from uncharted regions of the universe, comes a legend. The legend of Voltron, defender of the universe. A mighty robot, loved by good, feared by evil. Voltron, defender of the universe. Voltron, defender of the universe.
Today's feature, Part 2 of a 3-part interview with Jeremy Corray, supervising producer of Voltron Force and creative director at World Events Productions.
Hey, I'm Jeremy Corray, creative director here at World Events Productions, WEP.
Jeremy, all around your offices here are tons of Voltron toys. But when can we expect to see the Voltron Force toys based on the new show?
As far as Voltron Force toys go, believe me, nobody wants them more than me. My son, we're dying to have a Voltcom, and I've even seen and got to hold and play with some of the initial designs that Brandon and Steed and Michael and all the great designers at Mattel have done. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping we can work out. It just comes down to a lot of decisions from guys with suit and ties and when are we going to launch exactly, and it's kind of a coordinated effort among all the partners. So I wish I could tell you that, yeah, fall is a definite thing, but it's still kind of to be announced. But in the meantime, we've got those great Matty Collector toys coming out, which are, you know, the Voltron Force toys, the Voltron toys that we dreamed about as kids, but, you know, didn't have the credit cards to get, and now we can, with Green Lion coming out in June here, and then Blue Lion in August. So it's a great time to be a Voltron fan, and what Mattel has been doing with their Matty Collector line, I think, and based on the fan reactions and the fact that it sells out in, you know, a couple hours and they're selling on eBay for like 2 to 3 times has been awesome, and I hope that, you know, shows Mattel the strength of our fan base. And so if you want Voltron Force toys, keep buying Voltron products from Matty Collector, because that sends the strongest message that Voltron fans are here, and we're ready to celebrate Voltron in any way we can.
What Voltron comic books are out now?
We've given a real different flavor for each type of Voltron fan. If you're a classic fan, you need to be reading Voltron from Dynamite Comics, the mainstream one, written by Brandon Thomas, who's a hardcore fan himself. And he's really taken, you know, Voltron and the characters and kind of upped them where it feels like a summer movie or a good HBO series in your hand there, where he's gone into the legacy of King Zarkon, and we've gotten to see how he got to the point where he was, you know, the maniacal king of Planet Doom that he is. And he's just really put a mature characterization and kind of edged up all of the action with Voltron. I'm happy that we're actually going to introduce a new artist soon on the main book coming in July, so that's really going to give a nice little boost to the whole book. And then Voltron Year One, which is a really different flavor, kind of cool. It's this prequel to how the Voltron Force, before they were known as the Voltron Force, they were the space explorers, and it goes into kind of them being this elite, you know, strike force and throughout the galaxy, and it goes on the training missions, really gets into Sven and the great work that's being done by Craig Cermak on that. It's just a different flavor, you know, and it's mainly kind of the backstory of some of these characters. And it has Pidge with a sniper rifle in it, so, you know, you can't go wrong with that. So, so that's been a fantastic book. And then for Voltron Force fans, you know, who are kids and things too, the Viz comic books, I read them to my son at night as a little bedtime story and stuff, Tournament of Lions, and the work that's coming in later episodes like Rise of the Beast King, which kind of ties back to, you know, events in classic Voltron. It's been great, and the art is just so inspired, and just the amount of adventure you get in your hands for that little book is fantastic. So there's just different flavors for all levels of Voltron fans that they need to check out once again, and it sends a message to the publishers that the Voltron fans are here, and we want our Voltron in any ways we can get it. So I appreciate everyone who's been supporting it, and encourage them to spread the word to other fans, and then we'll all get what we want.
How is the live-action Voltron movie coming along?
As far as the live-action Voltron movie goes, we're working with our partners there at Atlas Entertainment, who produced something called The Dark Knight Rises, coming out. May or may not have heard of it.
Yeah, we've heard of it.
So with our partners at Atlas Entertainment, we're really in the right place, as they did with Batman, of elevating genre material to, you know, a whole other level. So, and the best thing about them is they're going to take the time to get it right, and it's got to be right on the page before it's right on the stage. So we actually have got some great movement on that recently, working with our writers, Thomas Donnelly and Josh Oppenheimer, who are big fans of the project, and we're gonna make sure that we really deliver above and beyond fans' already sky-high expectations in a Voltron movie, because, you know, I can remember seeing Transformers and coming out, it's like, yes, you know, Voltron's next, everybody was talking about it. So the fact that we haven't seen a robot lion up on our IMAX screens is a real pop culture tragedy so far that we intend to correct. So there's movement soon, and we hope to have more news around ComicCon this year, but things are happening, but we're going to take the time to get it right.
Where can fans meet Voltron this summer?
It's been a real initiative that I know Bob's wanted to do, as well as getting out, meeting the fans, and nothing's better. For instance, we were just up at C2E2 in Chicago, and just meeting young and new Voltron fans. You know, the kids who watch Voltron on Netflix or Hulu, or, you know, our Mix TV, which it's on right now. That's really cool to see them know all the original episodes, and then, of course, knowing the Voltron Force mythology as well, and just the new powers, and what's your favorite lion is just a universal question, right? So that's something we really want to grow in the future, and obviously we have plans to be at San Diego Comic-Con this year that we're working on, and we're also doing a lot of local outreaches. We're going to be at Project Comic-Con this weekend, which is a local comic book focused convention, and New York Comic-Con was fantastic for us, so we'd love to return there, and the people there at Reed Pop were just so great to work with. So we've just begun on the convention circuit, and we've really been inspired by what our friends like Kevin McKeever over at Harmony Gold with Robotech has been doing, and just getting out and meeting the fans. So you know, in the meantime, they can always talk to us on Facebook and Twitter, and, you know, that's me. We're a small mom and pop robot shop. There isn't some corporate, you know, intern running our Twitter page. It's actually me sitting there reading all the fans' comments, going back and forth with them. So we like to bring that kind of, you know, a little more intimate, authentic interaction. And of course, we have our fans come here and shoot great interviews with us.
Stay tuned to ToonBarn as Voltron Week continues with our last segment with Jeremy Corray, where he goes into detail about Voltron Force episodes, the origins and mythology of Voltron, and what Season 2 may have in store. Check it out tomorrow on ToonBarn.